All right. Well, like I was saying, I had some notes to talk about the Joker. That was a long time ago. Your trip to Rapid City. And we were going to talk about 2 holiday movies we watched. And I didn't, or that you watched, never mind.
Yeah, that. I have a vague memory of that.
And maybe New Year's resolutions, but that sounds kind of hokey.
You're hokey.
And you're pokey. That's the name of our new podcast, the Hokey Pokey Show.
See, that's what we came up. That was the best we could come up with.
You're listening to Time to Lean, and here's a song. I hope you're getting ready to put your left foot in and shake it all about. I'm Ed Uncle Hat, the narrator. You're listening to John and Phil on the Time to Lean show. They're going to talk, have a beverage, talk, have a beverage, talk, repeat, rinse, write a song.
Yeah, maybe we'll keep the same name. So, so that, and see what happens. I mean, now, David Lynch has died, the inauguration and all that. I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
We don't want to.
Things are already going to shit.
We don't want to talk for 3 hours, but.
So it's a cold day in hell. Literally.
It's
so cold.
Yeah, it instantly hurts your whole body when you walk outside.
Good way to put it. Yes.
Hi, John.
Oh, hey, Phil.
It's been a while. I don't know when the last time we recorded was.
Too long.
Well, we'll keep trying to work on that. But before we get into it too much, I just wanted to have a special call out to Curtis P., who he bought us a few cups of coffee. Friend of the show, Curtis P. What was the name of that tip jar thing, John, again?
It's actually called Buy Me a Coffee.
Yeah, and then
/ Time to Lean.
All right. Well, thank you, Curtis P. This
this
one's for you.
Yeah, we really appreciate any support, whatever you feel like doing. It's really nice to see that. It definitely goes toward paying our hosting expenses.
Yeah, I mean, we do this for fun, but if people want to help, that's great.
Yes, and thank you
we
again.
Appreciate it. All right. And
Back
we'll
to
write
the show.
We'll write a song about Curtis P.
You got to buy a few more.
No. Yeah, right.
Are you saying we could be bribed? Yeah.
Sure. I could write a song about pretty much anything with the right motivation.
Okay.
Well, yeah, it's good to talk to you again. I mean, we talk when we're not recording, of course, but what you got there? Is this one of your canned old-fashioned things or something?
No, actually, it is an old-fashioned, though.
Oh.
I am doing a Wisconsin-style sour old-fashioned, to be precise.
Wisconsin-style sour old-fashioned?
Yeah. So this came up because a while back we were in Wisconsin.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know, right? and I'd always heard
I'm playing.
People talk about how Wisconsinites make them a little differently. The big thing that I always heard was that they tend to make them with brandy.
Very sweet.
Which, yeah, I'm not usually that. I'm not down with that. But
no.
But they do that. But then I was in this. I was in basically a small town dive bar kind of place while we were traveling.
Nice.
And I ordered an old fashioned.
Okay.
Not really being sure what they had, the bartender said, "Do you want it sweet, press, or sour?"
Okay.
I had to choose, and
what
I had to ask her what that meant because I was not prepared. I did not do my research.
Pressed, I can imagine, but what?
So sweet is I'm going to get this wrong, but I think sweet is just with the simple syrup.
You're right. You are wrong. An old-fashioned sweet is topped with a sweet white soda like Sprite. So there.
You should have written notes.
I should have. The other two I definitely know, though.
Okay.
A press is where you finish it with 7-Up or Sprite or whatever.
Oh, I thought press would be muddling.
Old-fashioned press is topped with a combination of sweet or sour soda mixed with seltzer water, I guess. John's batting 1,000 here. 100?
But never mind.
And sour is squirt.
Oh, wow. Squirt. That used to be one of my favorite. I haven't had that for years. I would never would have imagined putting that in
that one makes a lot of sense. And a lot of people make old fashioned. You use muddled sugar or simple syrup, whatever, and the booze, and usually maybe a little bit of crushed fruit, and the booze, of course. And a lot of times people will just pour some club soda on it to kind of finish it.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
These soda pop things, the 7-Up or the Squirt or whatever, takes the place of the club soda.
Okay.
And that's what this is.
Interesting. So not a lot of it, just a little.
No, you just pour a splash of it on the top.
So for our listeners that don't know, we have one in South Korea or something. I hope you're enjoying the show, and buy me a cup of coffee is international.
And I did jump ahead and say, what are you drinking?
Oh, well, that's fine. We didn't say what we just jumped into it. We have things we do here on the show for new listeners, and this is the What Are You Drinking segment. But yes, so Squirt is, in case people don't know, Squirt is a grapefruit soda, which I believe has brominated wood resin or something like that in it, which is odd. And I'm soldering the chemical name. Well, do you have the can there?
Oh, I actually do.
Yeah, well, it used to. That used to be an ingredient which I always thought, it's okay to drink wood resin. But then we're drinking whiskey, which probably has some wood resin in it.
Yeah, interesting.
Bromated or something like that? Bromated.
It has ester gum.
Okay. Maybe they switched that.
Sodium benzoate. Calcium, blah, blah,
There's no wood resin thing.
I did not see any wood resin.
Okay, so maybe that ester gum has replaced the...
Yeah.
Well, anywho, I think also it is... Our Latin American friends may know it for some kind of drink that has beer and Squirt or something, with a salt rim, like a
could be
Paloma or something like that. I don't know. Anyway,
narrator can fix that.
I'm busy tonight. Yeah, a Paloma is a tequila-based cocktail. Actually, it's a tequila, lime juice, and a grapefruit soda, like Fresca, Squirt, or Jarritos, and served on the rocks with a lime wedge, and adding salt to the rim of the glass is also an option.
Fine. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
That was a long digression. But so you're going to do that? Or did you?
So, yeah, I purposely bought some of these tiny cans of Squirt. Because, you don't really need very much.
No. And a little Squirt goes a long way.
And so I got the baby, where you basically overpay to get the small can.
I know. Isn't that stupid? I don't want a big glass of soda. Whatever.
And yet, yeah, you actually pay more for less. But
I think it'll be cheap. All the prices of everything will be cheaper pretty soon here. But anyway, I digress.
You know what, though? I've had this version of the Old Fashioned a few times, and it's grown on me.
Really? So this isn't your first time?
It's not as sweet as you might think.
No. No.
It does give it a little bit of that kind of sour citrus thing going on.
Sure.
And it's good. I think that if I'm getting one at a cheap bar where I'm not getting any fancy liquor or things like that, I think that's going to be my go-to.
Well, and I wonder if places around here would know that or even have Squirt.
That's a good question.
It might just be a Wisconsin thing. If anyone knows, well, we'll try it out. We know some dive bars.
So there's a little research you can do, but
yeah,
it's a good, refreshing drink. And this is with bourbon,
okay.
Not brandy.
So no, well, yeah, I don't really like brandy. I don't think. I'm sure there are good brandies out there. I used to say I didn't really like whiskey, but what was I thinking? That was only after I'd only ever had Jim Beam Jack Daniels when I was younger. I was like,
yeah. This is Jim Beam Black.
Okay.
which was really cheap.
Well, if you're making a cocktail, what the heck?
Yeah, it works.
And Jim Beam Black's good.
So what do you have?
Well, that was interesting. Yeah, I'm curious what around here. I've never heard of such a thing. That was called an old-fashioned sour. Okay.
Sour,
Well,
yes.
I'm taking a little break from whiskey, and I decided to have a martini.
Really?
Yes, and I was at Holman's table with the missus, Ms. Jackson, and Holman's table is a place in St. Paul at the St. Paul Regional Airport, not the big one, Minneapolis St. Paul one.
Oh, that baby airport down by the river there.
The baby airport.
Yeah, we have a baby airport here in Crystal too.
Oh, it's the Crystal Meth Airline. No,
We get all the best shit, man.
they're so the bartender was really really good. I could tell that she knew her stuff, and we got to talking. I said because I was like, well, I don't know if I want something different than what's on the menu here, I tried a penicillin.
Oh,
And then
they had a penicillin on the menu.
very good. Yeah, they're very good there.
That's
But
unusual.
I wanted something different. Yeah, you'd like it, I think. And there. And if they sponsor us, we'll do a recording at the bar. But we're really asking for. We're going to have a telethon pretty soon here. No. But I said, well. She said, well, I can make something that's not on. I said, I'm sure you can. But I said, how about a Vesper? She's like, oh, I don't have the, we don't have the Lillet because unless it's on the menu, the stuff goes bad or something. You have to keep it on the menu so people will. If you have it on the menu, she says people will order it. And I was like,
People don't think to order that stuff, and I wonder if that's a drink that, if again, like you said, if they don't put it on the menu as a feature,
yeah.
they don't have the stuff.
That's what she said. People just don't order it unless you have it on the menu. But
Nope, understandable.
Maybe they will. I could just have one at your house. But then we got talking about martinis, and I said, well, what do you think about the whole shaken versus stirred thing? Well, because she had mentioned, James Bond kind of ruined the martini for the stirred martini.
Bingo. Yeah.
And she said, I prefer, if it's gin, I prefer to make it stirred. I mean, there's a theory that the stirring it doesn't dilute it as much or something. I don't know.
No, I really don't think it does. Yeah.
So she says for vodka, she'll shake them, I don't know if it just the chemicals.
I sort of get it because there's when you shake it, you're really you are diluting it more, but you're getting those tiny ice chunks.
Yeah.
In there, and that tends to give it an extra, makes it colder, and it does sometimes feel more refreshing.
I do like that, but
yeah.
Anyway, I said, well, okay, why don't you make me one of your...
Yeah, it's like I'm Mr. Misty with booze in
it. Gin slush. Actually, there is a Wisconsin drink called. Is it a brandy slush? That could be another topic. Yeah, it's I've heard about it. It's I think you put the liquor in it and some juices and stuff like that, and you freeze it, and it doesn't quite harden. It doesn't quite freeze all the way. It's just like a slush consistency. We should look that up and maybe try it sometime. But anyway, I said, go ahead and make me a stirred martini, and it was really good, and a really nice gin. I decided to splurge on that, and now
what do you know what the gin was?
I can't remember. It's local, I believe. It starts with a V. I should have written it down. I'll say I don't know. It's not viejo. That's Spanish for the old man. But I think it's local. Maybe the narrator can help with that. I'm so glad we have a narrator. But
Give that guy
it was
a
really
raise.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we will as soon as after the telethon. No, but
Yay.
but it was good. It was really good. And also Jody had Jody got talked into having a Cosmo. She said, "Well, I don't like those usually because they're too sweet." She said, "No, I got you." She said, and she made up something and a Cosmo, and Jody really liked it, and I tasted it, and I was like, "Oh, I like this too. It's not as sweet." And she said, "Yes. So if you order this somewhere else, ask for I think she said order it half sweet, and with extra.
That's the code.
With extra. So what? I think that's the code. So basically, and if they don't know what you're talking about, not all bartenders might get the code. But oh yeah, we should have the cowboy code as the song here. No, did we already use that? We probably did with when Chris E was on. So, boy, I'm all over the place tonight. Sorry, everybody. Mm-hmm. ADHD is a wonderful thing. So yes. Oh, so it's half as much cranberry juice, but extra that much more lemon juice.
Oh, okay. So you get a little extra citrus note in there.
Yeah, and she said, "Yeah, these places,
yeah, that does sound better.
They put way too much cranberry juice in." So, and yeah, it was good. Anyway, mine's not that fancy, but I did stir it.
That bartender sounds like a keeper.
Yeah. Now she told me because we got talking about mezcal.
Oh yeah.
And her husband or boyfriend or something owns the Nico's taco shops around here.
Oh, interesting. I've seen those. Yeah.
And he is mezcal expert, I think you would say, perhaps. So she gave me his card and said, go to one of those. And she, I think he works at the one at Como there more often. So I might drop by after work, and because she's like, yeah, he'll have you try different mezcals and talk to you all about it and stuff like that. And I don't know, maybe I'll record it.
Yeah, absolutely.
If it works out, but yes, because I'm very curious about that too. We got talking about smoky drinks. Boy, there you go. Mine is just tonight is just I bought Tanqueray, and I'm just having a dirty martini.
Which standard Tanqueray?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Because there are several varieties.
I know.
My favorite's the number 10, but
yeah,
there's also the Rangpur, which a musician friend of mine told me he likes to buy, and he just said if you just shake that with a bunch of ice, it makes an instant martini.
Yeah, you don't need anything else
because it's got a little extra flavoring in it. So,
well, looking
I'm
back,
gonna try that one of these days when I see. I don't think it's super expensive.
Look, maybe we'll try it together.
Excellent.
I made a regular martini 2 nights ago with it, and I was just like, I wish I would have gotten a little bit better gin, because you need. I think for just a regular martini, you need. You probably need a better gin.
You definitely want a good gin for that. Yeah. I mean, a tonic,
a little more going on.
Tonic and all that you're okay using cheap gin, but
yeah,
since the gin is kind of hopefully mostly what you're tasting.
Yeah.
You want the good stuff.
Well, but sometimes I like a dirty martini, and that's fine for this too. So this is good.
Yeah, definitely. Or if you like, if you like a more vermouth intensive one,
yeah,
then you and then you need to have a good vermouth.
Right.
And so you have to kind of balance that.
I have a pretty good vermouth. Well, yeah, have you had any other interesting whiskeys lately? I've tried a few since we recorded. It's been a while.
Let's see. I'm not sure. I'm kind of drinking down the stuff I've got on
Sure.
hand. And I've been sick, so I had a
Oh,
couple
that's
of weeks
right.
where I wasn't drinking at all. So,
My God.
probably not. Sad.
Well, so I
I,
talked
I,
about
I had a nasty cold here that I'm almost over, but I've still got a cough.
Well-
as I'm prone to do.
I had one before you did, and it seemed like I had something almost all of December. I was feeling better enough for the choir concert, and then I got like a sinus infection, and it was a long month. But it's somewhere in there since we've last recorded. I've talked about Wild Turkey 101 before on here, and that's kind of a good basic one. And it's got good flavor and sweetness, and not too sweet. A little more character.
I feel like that stuff's a little bit rye forward.
Well, speaking of
It's
that,
it's not a weeded bourbon, so it's going to have a little more kick.
speaking of that, I don't think I'd ever seen this before, and that doesn't mean it's new. But I tried. They had this other place I went to. I don't normally go to had Wild Turkey 101 rye. So I tried that. And I'm trying. This was a while ago. I think I like Wild Turkey 101 better still, which I do like rye. I guess it kind of depends on what you're doing with it, but it was good though. Then I heard about this Redemption High Rye Bourbon. I don't know if you probably had that.
I have had that, yes.
Yeah. So I thought I'd try that to see how that balanced with the rye and the bourbon, that kind of thing. And I really liked that. That was I think it had it wasn't, rye can be a little bit well, maybe not quite. I want to say not quite as smooth, but maybe I'm thinking about the spice or something. And I think this had a good balance.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had, after that, I had Elijah Craig. I think it was a single barrel. And that was really nice and smooth. I think maybe, I don't know all the terms, but maybe they say velvety mouth feel and all that.
Oh, was this the barrel proof, the high proof stuff?
I can't remember.
Yeah, that stuff's always good. I haven't had it for a while, but
Yeah, that was a splurge.
I think they release it 4 times a year or something like that.
I probably didn't get that one. But I don't know. I can't remember. I meant to take notes, but anyway, that was my the wonderful world of whiskey. WOWW.com.
All right, enough booze.
What else has been going on? Yeah, that was very boozy.
I don't know. Yeah, it's
boozy talk. We just haven't talked for so long.
Getting ready for the schools we work at to start up again.
Yeah, here we go.
Oh, fun.
Although you actually work on Martin Luther King Day, huh?
Yeah, we have a weird thing with. We didn't have classes today, but we were all working.
Oh, I see. Yeah, whatever. You get some other vacation that I don't, or not vacation, holiday.
They balance it out. It's fine. We do get that extra day to kind of get shit done, which I like. So.
Oh yeah. Yep. Winter break. Got to
out
reset
there,
everything.
making sure furniture is all in the right place.
Yeah, and it won't be very long, but we try.
Right. And if you don't like it, tough. Yeah. What else is watching a few television shows?
Yeah.
The one my wife and I are watching is it's called Bad Girls.
Oh. Is that based on a movie with the tall blonde gal from Phoebe from Friends? No, that was Mean Girls.
Let's see.
I think that maybe was Mean Girls. No, that was Mean Girls was the Kanan brothers. The Cayenne brothers.
Let's see.
Sorry,
I had to look it up.
I don't know what I'm talking about. Yes, please save us. We can't have the narrator around all the time.
No, it's not Bad Girls. It's Bad Sisters.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I think I was thinking of something else anyway.
That's it. Okay. That is a
Bad Sisters. And what are you watching that on to?
It's
on
that's an Apple Plus,
okay.
whatever. It is an Irish black comedy, I would call it.
Oh, wait a minute. I think I've heard of this. Mm-hmm. Yeah? Well, what do you...
So far, it's really, really good.
Well, what do you like about it?
It's really got again, it is truly a black comedy. I mean, it's in some ways very awful.
Yeah.
But the people in it are great. There's some clever stuff and ridiculous circumstances. Basically it's about these sisters that one of them is married to this horrible man, and they decide that they're going to try and kill him.
Wow.
Because he's so horrible. And it's just this comedy of errors on how all the plotting they do to try and get rid of him. And
well, some people get a divorce, but whatever.
Yeah. So
you have to hire a lawyer.
The guy who plays the target is so, over the top, awful, just,
You're like, just kill him
mustache
already.
twirling, it doesn't quite describe it.
Oh, wow. That's funny.
Yeah, but it has a lot of nuance in it also. It's just, you could, they go right up to the edge on certain things, and there's a lot of sympathetic characters and yet awful behavior. Things like that. It's good.
Yeah.
That so far has been really fun.
Oh, let's see.
And yeah, I'm hopefully going to start back into Severance. That just came back.
Is that they just came out with season 2 or season 3?
Season 2 just had its first episode.
Okay.
They do one a week, so they don't dump them out all at once.
Yeah. Okay.
That is a show I am a big fan of, and
I know.
So,
I watched the first one and it looked good.
Yep. It's great. I'm really curious to see what happens, like everybody else.
Yeah.
And Silo is just ending too for the season, which
you also have recommended.
I also like that one a lot. I'm actually reading the novel it's based on, so
cool.
So far, so good there.
Yeah,
those are the big things I'm watching.
So my oldest daughter and I, we keep trying to find anime to watch. So we started this one called Sakamoto Days, and it's about like a retired legendary hitman who decided to settle down in a quiet life, the family man, and of course, whoever he worked for is like, no, you can't quit. Do it. You have to, so they can they're going to try to kill him or something. I've only seen one of them. But it was, it's, some of the shows she picks are just super violent, like fighting or something like that, action. I've talked about some on this show before that I've enjoyed a little more. They tend to be a little more, they might have some fighting, but they're a little more lighter, some humor, like the Delicious in Dungeon or One Punch Man or that kind of stuff. But this is kind of in that ilk of more humorous. It gets a little silly sometimes, but we like the first one. There's another one we've watched called Dandadan. I believe that's what it's called, and that's been good too. It gets a little, it's set in a high school, and it gets a little bit into too much for me. To the because the two main characters like each other, but they keep or have whatever. But they keep the boy character is just I guess what you'd say lacks a lot of confidence. So he just keeps assuming that she doesn't like him and stuff like that. That gets a little it's like that gets a little tiring. But the rest of the show I'm enjoying. I also watched. There's this. I think it's Drumeo or Drumrio or something. It's like a drummer's video magazine or something like that, I guess you'd say. But they had their big interview with Phil Collins, or they had like a little bit of a documentary. It was like a couple hours. I had ended up watching it. No, I think I watched it all at once, actually. When Jody was at work one evening, and that was good. He's he can't, he just drums so hard over the years. He just can't really do it anymore. It's kind of really taken a toll on his body. And, they weren't sitting on the best kind of chairs back then on that. So, but,
no, I can totally believe it. Yeah.
His son, and another person interviewed him, and, they'd bring out he's got all this stuff in storage. He's got like a drum tech or whatever they call him who has all of his stuff and in a huge storage area or barn or something like that. And they brought all this stuff to a castle and set it in different rooms. They'd set up his drum sets from different eras. And it was really cool. And then his son would, try to play some of the stuff, and they'd interview. Oh, his son is a very good drummer too. I think his name is Zach Collins. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But when on their last tour, when Genesis did their final tour, his son played, who I think his name is Zach, played drums on the tour, and he's really good. And cool. He had a pretty good teacher, But it was an interesting. I think it helps. I don't want to say restore his legacy or whatever, but I think Phil Collins has kind of fallen out of favor because he was so popular, and everything he did was a hit for a while there. I mean, he was everywhere. I don't know what the word is for that. I'm trying to think it.
He was ubiquitous.
That's there. Thank you. That's I almost said innocuous, but that's different.
Yeah, maybe that too. Yeah.
Maybe a little. But we would joke about it. Gosh, I think he's just breaking up with people, so he has women, so he has something to write about.
He did write a lot of being dumped songs. Yeah. His stock and trade.
He mentioned another band that he had worked with, and I forgot to write it down. Something X, Mutant X, Planet X. No, I can't remember what it was. But he was in another band around the same time as Genesis.
Brand X were a British jazz fusion band formed in London in 1974. And I think Phil Collins was only a part of it, but 1975 and 1977. So there.
And I think they just did instrumentals. I'm not sure. But I've been meaning to look that up or look into that. Yeah, he's when he was asked about different things, he was honest. He's one of the quotes that stood out to me was like, "Well, I'm not Genesis's biggest fan, but I don't know. It was just kind of funny the way he'd word things, but maybe he meant like early Genesis. I think he liked the more, I don't want to say simple, but yeah, Genesis could get really proggy.
Yeah, no, that's the thing is they got a little bit more mainstream, more of a pop band than they were in the old days in the Peter Gabriel times, and
yeah,
we don't need to debate that. But
no, I like it all. I mean, I I remember when we all first discovered Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. I mean, it probably took me about 3 times to listen to it, and then I was like, wow, this is. I think it took a while for me to get into that world or something. It was just so different. I knew it was good.
Really something, wasn't it? Yeah. After.
I knew it was good, but I just couldn't. I don't think I could fully appreciate it without listening to it more than once, for sure. It took several times.
Yeah, and it's long.
But back then I had more free time, I guess.
Yeah, didn't we all?
Yeah, I don't know. I almost need another beverage. Is it break time?
Let's take a break. Yeah, I'm out.
Uh-oh.
It's not like I can just sit here and drink Squirt.
You could. It's all right. Now we'll cue the Taking a Break song. Bye.
Yay.
Or not bye. We'll be right back. We'll be right back after these massages.
Taking a break. Break it down. Taking a break. Break it down.
Hi.
Hello. Just a second here. I'm
Yeah.
checking my messages. Dear Phil, I miss you.
What?
Give
That's
us
the wrong
some
voice.
money. Yeah.
That's the wrong voice for that. Maybe.
So I poured myself
the day.
some pre-made old-fashioned.
Well, see, that's what I thought maybe you were doing before. You tricked me when you opened the can.
Yeah, I know these are not in cans.
No?
So sometimes I buy these pre-made ones. Bullet makes them, like in a bottle.
Yes.
Pre-mixed
Okay.
old-fashioned. I often get a bottle of that if I'm like traveling out to South Dakota,
Yeah.
and I just want something easy to throw on some ice and be done with.
Mm-hmm.
This time I was at Costco a week or two ago, and they had a Costco branded old-fashioned.
Okay, of course.
And
Which
it
may
was-
be by
it
the
was-
same people, for all we know.
You don't know. So far, I don't think it is because it tastes a little different from the Bullet version.
Well, what are the differences? Now we're going to talk for half an hour about drinks.
You know, it's actually less sweet than the Bullet version.
Oh, okay.
Which isn't a bad
I'd like
thing.
to try that.
It's pretty good, and it's actually, I think the same price as the Bullet, but you got a bigger bottle. pretty
Of course,
standard issue.
it's got to be bigger.
But so
Everything's
far,
bigger at Costco.
Okay.
yeah.
Well,
Their stuff's always at least pretty good. I'm usually willing to try
Yeah,
Costco booze.
definitely worth the price.
Yeah, it really is. So
But
that's
for some
what
of us
I've
with
got.
smaller liquor cabinets, some of these bottles are just too big.
Yes, well, some of the Costco bottles are over the top, but anyway,
Fine. Well, you went to
South Dakota.
Speaking of South Dakota,
Yeah, I was there around the New Year's holiday time.
put the kids to bed and stay up late. It's John's Rapid City update.
oh yeah, the big
Got-
New Year's Black Hills.
Like the Symphony New Year's Eve concert that they always do
Yeah. This was the Nutcracker. No, I'm just kidding.
for
No,
New
that's-
Year's Eve.
I don't know the year cracker.
Year cracker.
Crackers. The cracker.
Are you listening, Bruce?
Hi, bros. I got this idea for a new show.
It's called
It's
the Year Cracker.
or the cracker of crackers, and have like a redneck
It's like the
Nutcracker.
Cracker Barrel of New Year's
Cracker Barrel Nutcracker.
Torture crackers.
Oh, Yeah, we'll have to start working on that.
Okay, there's the song. No.
Oh, jeez. Or the title.
Oh God, I can't think of which one is worse. Yes, no. Mercifully, it was not the Nutcracker.
Was it a Pops?
It was a Pops concert with like some old, Strauss Viennese waltzes.
Oh, sure.
All that stuff, and this time they featured music from Bridgerton, the TV show.
Oh yeah, we talked about
Yeah, it was on our last
Bridgerton
episode.
over the River Kwai.
Exactly. And unfortunately, we did not work in Colonel Bogey, but my dad would not have been pleased.
No.
Although we did play his arrangement of Old Lang Syne. So,
Your dad's?
well, he has one he wrote out for the orchestra
That's great.
that they play every year, and I can see his perfect music notation that he wrote in pen.
Oh wow,
To show off.
how cool!
So that's always it makes me smile when I see that
Show off.
piece of music that he hand wrote.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, so that was fun. But we had a great time, man. The weather cooperated. There were no blizzards or super cold, and I got to see a friend of the show, Rob Kay,
Oh yeah,
and his family.
great.
That was a lot of fun.
And all those other K's
Yeah, there's too many Ks.
and some S's
Yeah, all those people.
and a couple of C's. I think I can't remember the other initial.
See.
Your Jen's.
Oh, that's Stuck.
Oh yeah, so there are S's.
Yes. They're almost all S's. They're taking over the town.
Well, you need an I in there, and then you could be the Kiss family.
Yep, that was fun. We went to Taco John's. That was good. Like we often do.
Well, you got to go when you're out there, or we do anyway. You and I. I don't know about our wives so much, but I think MJ likes.
No.
Taco John's.
Once in a while, she's up for that.
Yeah, Jody just didn't grow up with it, so we've talked about that before.
Yeah, that's old news.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Now for our new listeners in South Korea, thank you for joining.
South Korea.
I'd say konnichiwa, but that's the wrong language, and I don't know what it means.
Yeah,
Arigato.
Mr. Roboto. Yeah.
Como.
Yeah.
So what did you have out there for whiskey? Yeah, we've been talking about booze too much.
Yeah, I
But
know
you
my mom
always
hates
have-
it. Yeah, she always complains.
Okay, this is not a Deb K friendly song or episode. Hey, we talked about some shows too. She can fast forward.
Yeah. I think somebody had a really fancy art bag that I haven't had before. Maybe it was called the Vapor Trails. I think it's called.
Ooh.
That was really good.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I'm on a nice aardvark.
Yeah.
Yeah, New Year's. You got New Year's resolutions?
I don't do that shit.
I don't really either.
I don't know.
just try to-
Spend less money. Trying to stay on top of my health a little better, but
Yeah,
we'll see how that goes.
that's my thing. I'm
as
still-
I take a drink.
It's not a resolution exactly. It's just something I'm keep working on. I think as you get older, you just have to. Your recuperation time isn't as good, and I've had some health things and blah blah blah. But
Yeah, but you've been really busy with your choir things.
oh yeah, it was nice to have a little break. But we've got after the holiday concert. Now we're getting ready for spring already. It's going to be encore songs from music and film, I believe, or songs from music,
okay.
songs from Broadway and film, or something like that. It's like a
Broadway.
So we're gonna do some stuff from musicals, some stuff from opera, some. I'm missing something. There's a third segment there that I can't remember what it is, but fine, whatever.
And you're gonna do some ballet dancing.
I will not. I will not. I'm not a good dancer, especially ballet. My goodness.
Okay.
Well, you usually watch some over the holidays. You
Yeah, that's right.
usually watch
We
some
did
holiday
say we were
movies.
going to do that. So this year we actually stayed home, didn't travel to family at Christmas.
Yeah.
And so let's see, what did we watch? Several
So
things.
we talked about New Year's, but now we're going back
Yeah.
to Christmas.
Whatever. We did watch the old favorite Charlie Brown Christmas,
Yeah.
because that's classic. Linus
wish I would've.
mansplains and all that stuff, and
Well, sure.
it's great. Very depressing. The other, and let's see,
Classic.
we watched Christmas Vacation. We had that on.
Oh, okay.
That one still is mostly good. There are a couple of cringy things in it, but it's generally very funny.
I don't know. I don't remember that
It's
one.
it's so John Hughes. It's
I remember Vacation, but I don't remember Christmas Vacation.
yeah. Christmas Vacation is I never realized in the old days how much of a John Hughes movie it is.
Sure.
I mean,
He definitely had his thing.
I think he wrote it.
Yeah.
And it takes place in Chicago, and there's all the usual stuff in it, and yeah, it's very obvious now, but
Yeah.
a lot of very funny things in it, and there's this one scene that I just gets me every time, and it's not one of the ones everybody remembers, but Chevy Chase and let's see, I should have remembered the guy's name.
Oh, yeah. Boosie or something. No, the other guy. Not Boosie.
Oh, what the heck?
Loosey Goosey.
Randy Quaid.
Yeah, Quaid.
So
not
so
Boosie.
the two of them are walking down having this discussion about the holidays, and they're walking through a Walmart. and they've pushing a shopping cart, and he just puts these gigantic bags of dog food in the cart one after the other as they're just chatting away. It's just bizarre. And by the time the minute scene is up or whatever, it's this huge pile of dog food.
Oh, man.
And for some reason, that just cracks me up.
It's not explained. It's just...
Well, I think
He
he's always trying to get, because he doesn't have any money, so like he's trying to get I think it's his brother-in-law or whatever to buy him some
Oh,
shit,
sure.
and they have this Rottweiler or whatever, that tears up the house
Yeah.
and all that, and
Yeah.
humps people
Okay, I
or
get-
whatever. It's like,
Oh, God.
it's very, it's Christmas Vacation. What are you gonna do? But but the whole thing was where he's just talking about his, buying his, making sure his kids have Christmas presents and all that stuff, and yet he's just piling in these huge things of dog food they're just walking by pallets of dog food, and he grabs one from every single one.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know. It just cracks me up. But yeah, funny, still pretty good. And it's very funny in an 80s way,
Um,
because of the people are in it. It's the next door neighbors, is
Yul Brynner.
Yul Brynner is the next door neighbor. Actually, that would have been pretty cool.
Hello.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus is one of the neighbors.
Oh, okay.
She's very funny.
Is it possible
She
I
and her
haven't seen this
boyfriend
movie?
live next door, and they're kind of yuppie 80s looking people who have a lot of money,
Sure.
and they're really annoyed
Yeah.
with having to live next to these boobs.
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah, no, the movie is actually very funny.
I don't know if I've seen it. Could that be possible?
Maybe I don't think I saw it when it came out, which was 89.
I clearly remember Vacation.
Yeah, and I think it's better than Vacation, actually.
Really?
I really think it is.
Oh, does it have the Lindsey Buckingham
No, it doesn't.
song?
It
Well,
has
then it
some
can't be better.
Yeah. But for the most part, I think it's more consistent. I'll give it that way.
Okay. Well, and it's not like a road trip thing.
No. It's the reason it's good is because it is the horror of having all your family come stay in your house at Christmas. That's why it's so funny.
And then, not that your family that's listening should read into
well, they
that.
understand too, but that's why it resonates with so many people.
It's a happy horror.
Because people keep showing up, and you know some of them are kind of senile and have horrible habits, and then your trashy brother-in-law shows up in his RV with his homeless kids or whatever else. It's really bad.
Yeah. Oh,
But
maybe next year I'll watch that one.
I
don't
recommend.
know if I've seen
I think you need to see it at least once.
I find it hard to believe that I haven't. I've seen scenes, sure. Who hasn't?
Yeah, I'm sure Matthew P. will be horrified that you don't know this movie, but
That's weird. Maybe I missed it.
yeah.
Well,
Anyway,
for my
we
holiday-
watched that. I'll throw one more in there that we caught in. It was Muppet Christmas Carol.
Oh,
which
I haven't seen that for a long
is
time.
that might be my favorite version of Christmas Carol. It's that good.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
great. You know,
I should watch
the
that again,
musical
too.
numbers are not the best thing in it. They're okay, but
No. Yeah.
the thing is it
Well,
isn't
Michael
really
Caine.
it doesn't depend on them though. And Michael Caine is so good, and the
Right.
you know,
Right.
it's I don't need to defend it. It's great, and
No.
it holds up. It's very funny, and I mean there's a few scenes in it that are a little weird with like Tiny Tim, Kermit the Frog son stuff that's a little funny, but anyway.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Fine.
but it's very, very good. So what did you watch?
Well, for my holiday, I was on, I think it was Amazon Prime. I was trying to find something to watch just for a little bit. I only intended. And then I noticed that Joker was going away from the 2019 Joker by Todd Phillips was going away in like
That's a holiday classic, yeah.
I will argue that it's
heartwarming.
a Christmas movie because it was set in the winter, so fine. It was leaving Amazon Prime in like 3 hours, and they had like a timer. I was like, God damn it! I wanted to watch this. I wanted to watch this, but I kept putting it off, and waiting for to be in the right mood. And I said, I'm just gonna start it, and because it's about 2 hours and something long, so I would have enough time. And there's that timer, and I go, okay, I'm just gonna.
Does the timer stay on the screen while you're watching it?
No, thankfully.
Hurry up!
Yeah, you fast forward a little bit. Oh no, I did. There was a point in the middle where I paused and then went back and looked and said, okay, I still have time, because I was like, I don't want to get any further in this if I can't finish it, because it was engrossing. But yeah, so yeah, that was my holiday. And again, everyone probably that wanted to see it has probably seen it before me, but finally I got around to seeing it. And
That's like The Fly 2.
well, I still haven't seen that.
Do go on.
Well, it's inside jokes. If people have listened to the show, they might know what that means, but maybe not. So yeah, I man, that was something. I saw it right after the Luigi Chuck Mangione stuff was going on there. Killed the health guy. People probably don't even remember that now. So much has happened since then. But
You mean Luigi
executive-
Mangione, not Chuck Mangione.
Not Luigi Chuck Mangione.
The
Luigi
smooth
Mangione.
jazz trumpet player, yeah.
No, I know. I was being silly. But now, if Chuck Mangione would have killed the guy, that would have been different.
Oh, that's
But
terrible.
he's not as handsome, so it wouldn't have been as effective. But so, in that context, well, not even just in that context, But that's just kind of this sort of environment where I know this wasn't set in our world exactly. It was set in this other Gotham sort of thing. But it does seem like people are more prone to use violence to get attention, I guess. I don't know. We've had Trump had a couple assassination attempts, and I don't know. But all that happened after this movie came out. And not that this movie, I'm not suggesting in any way that this movie promoted that or caused that by any means, but it was definitely it's a heavy movie, heavy duty, for sure. Not something you should probably watch on the holidays, but I guess I am strange. And I had that pressure with the timer. It's one. I think you'd say if somebody said, "Hey, did you enjoy it?" I mean, I don't know. It's like, "Oh yeah, it was great." It's like Clockwork Orange is a musical. I love it. But it definitely is worth watching. And I'm not familiar with this. I don't know if I know they're doing different things with Batman right now, and I'm way behind the curve on this. I know there's been that Penguin. Batman's not even in the thing hardly. I mean, he is in the Joker as a kid, but I don't know. I could go on about several things that were really. The cinematography was really good. The soundtrack was interesting. Lots of cello stuff. I can't remember who did the soundtrack, but I guess it won Best Original Score back then. And Joaquin Cousteau, Phoenix.
Cousteau.
he lost about 500 pounds for this role, so I mean it was yikes. I mean he was so skinny, and it kind of. It's sort of through his mind, so you're not quite sure. You think that a certain thing's happening, and then it probably isn't because he's not all there. But it's definitely a wonderful. It's definitely I think it was kind of brilliant, and I don't say that very often. But examination of mental illness and also that kind of celebrity that came along with it, and the people looking out for this kind of strange anti-hero that's taken down these capitalists, these oligarchs, and that was before even the oligarchs have assumed control. But no, they had it before, but this isn't necessarily prescient. Well, before I go on, you saw it, right?
No, I have not seen it actually.
Oh, okay. Well, we should have.
I mean, I definitely know of it, read about it. I have not seen it though.
So you know that Robert De Niro's in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, it has a King of Comedy connection, right?
Well, now see, I couldn't help but feeling that they only had him in it because of that. Now. And
I feel like there's a conscious connection there.
I'm a huge Robert De Niro fan. Don't get me wrong, but I think something about this seemed a little flat. And if you're listening, please forgive me. And I should call you Mr. De Niro. I know.
Like you talking to me? Sorry, had to do it.
Maybe he listens to us in South Korea. Maybe it's not a South Korean.
Mm-hmm. He has a VPN just so he can disguise his identity.
Right. Okay. It's a VPN.
So there he is. Mystery solved.
Now I know who it is. It's Robert De Niro. Well, thanks. And
Bob.
Please get that cup of coffee going for us. It's the reverse of King of Comedy. And King of Comedy, the comedian wants to get on to a talk show and kidnaps Jerry Lewis, who's the talk show guy, and to get on the show and that. So in this instance, Joaquin Phoenix. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but Joker King Phoenix wants to be on this talk show, this entirely not loosely based on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. But Robert De Niro is the talk show host. He's don't get me wrong. I enjoyed that connection, or I enjoyed the homage or whatever to it, the reference to it. Mm-hmm. But it felt like Robert De Niro's performance was a little. I didn't feel like he was a talk show host exactly. Maybe it was meant to be that he was kind of a combination between Johnny Carson and I love ADHD. We'll edit this hopefully, but Jerry Springer.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But very little on the Jerry Springer side. But they were referencing, his they had a recording of his attempt at stand-up comedy, and were making fun of him and stuff like that. I won't go into the whole plot, but so maybe I'm not saying, would somebody else have been better in that role? He wasn't as charismatic as a talk show host usually is, I don't want to say flat. I mean, I liked that Mark Maron was the assistant. You haven't seen this.
No, I didn't know Mark Maron was in it.
No, I just wrote it for you.
Oh,
he has a small role.
I'm still very interested in checking out his podcast, but
I've listened to some.
Mark Maron, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've definitely listened to some. He's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We should have some interviews too sometimes again. But.
I will have to watch that sometime. I've probably been avoiding it just because of all the same reason you never watched The West Wing,
Right? It's so the hype.
It's so amazing, and yet I'm not going to watch that.
I'm not going to say the Joker is amazing, and I'm not going to say that everyone should run out. And I'm not going to recommend it to anybody, but
yeah.
But see, now I'm curious. They didn't intend to make it like a series by any means, but they have the second one out now with Lady Gaga, Radio Gaga. Radio Gaga. What was?
Yeah.
How was that song popular? Radio Gaga. Well, whatever.
Who knows? I did see, relatively new thing. I did see Wicked finally.
Oh, I've never.
Wicked Part 1. Sorry.
No. So is it? Because the musical is just one thing. There isn't Wicked 2, is there? Or is there?
No, there's one. They kind of stretched it out into 2 movies.
And they had because Jeff Goldblum is in it for like an hour.
No, not quite, but yeah.
Okay.
It's really good. I don't think it's a musical that I love, but the movie is very well done.
Yeah, I'm sure.
The gal who plays the Wicked Witch of the West, whatever her name is, she is great. She really is.
Yeah.
I think she.
Well, I can tell.
She kind of kind of outshines Ariana Grande,
Glinda, or whatever.
Of course, it's hard to top the original Glinda, which was Kristen Chenoweth. And I was talking to my brother Rob about this, who knows musical theater much more than I do. And I was kind of bitching about how it's like, it's this, hard to describe, but style of musical that is kind of rock ballad,
sure,
type of thing. All the songs are like this, and
sure.
And he was saying, yeah, that's true, but this was one of the first ones to ever do this style.
Okay.
And so it became popular, and so many other shows adapted it.
So you have to kind of put it in that context.
And this was, again, Steven Schwartz, who wrote it, kind of was the first person to do this style. So I kind of give it a pass for that.
Well, created a whole genre.
Yeah, exactly. Credit where it's due. And I think some of the other ones,
Jesus Christ Superstar.
The one I like to rag on when I say the style, I say, it sounds like The Greatest Showman, if you know what that one is.
A little.
It's that same kind of, power ballad, rhythmic.
This wailing,
just
this power vocals and
whole
people
thing is
yelling,
like that,
and
it's
it's relentless
with lots of special effects and auto tune and everything else, and this isn't all that, but it started the ball rolling.
Yeah.
Again,
all right.
So
it was innovative at the time.
But it's good. The visual effects are really amazing. The cast, the thing is, the two gals, the two witches, have a lot of on-screen chemistry. As when they have scenes together, that is really good.
It's not like a love interest thing, is it?
No, it's not. No, they're kind of.
I'm kidding.
They're frenemies, right?
I know. You said chemistry. I'm just playing.
No. But there is there is still a chemistry. It does not have to be a romantic chemistry.
I know, but I'm a guy, and that's that's where I go.
So, that's lesbians. Oh. No, it's not. As far as I know, I haven't seen part 2, but I don't think that's the deal. And there's a bit of a love triangle with this guy who was on Bridgerton, but whatever. Yeah.
Oh, fine. Jeez. Okay, we tied it back to Bridgerton. Here we go.
Yeah, right. Which I have still not seen. However, I think it's well done. If you get a chance to see it, on whatever, I would watch it. It's well done.
Yeah. Okay.
The effects are really cool, and it's good. I don't love it like some people do, but I get it.
Oh my gosh, it's made so much money. It's so popular.
Yeah, it's huge, and I feel like
it's huge.
The thing I get grumpy about, besides the fact that it's like all these other musicals, rah 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 rah.
Yeah, we're old then.
It's also like, okay, it's a 2.5 hour long movie.
And it's only part one.
It's only part
the
one.
musical is only 2 hours.
Yeah.
They must have added so much stuff.
I think they added a lot of stuff, and
they're milking it.
What they should have done is made a 3 hour movie with an intermission.
Sure.
And that could have been it.
No, they're milking it. It's like The Hobbit. It's like, how much money can I get out of this thing? Not to be.
Speaking of that,
I haven't seen The Hobbit yet. God.
I am starting a rewatch of the Lord of the Rings movies.
The director's cut.
Oh, the long versions, yeah. Which
extended dance versions
are definitely the ones to watch, I believe.
I've seen them all once, I believe. Yes.
However, with the Hobbit movies, it's the opposite. You want to watch the short versions because even those are too long. But I'm treating the movies kind of like a mini series.
Okay. Well, report back to us.
Yeah, I probably have them watched by the next time we speak.
How's it hold up after all these years?
I've only gotten about an hour into it so far, but it still looks fantastic.
Jody and I watched the first episode of that series, the Hobbit series, or whatever. Lord of the Rings
the Rings of Power
prequel. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I have not watched that. Yeah.
Well, it was good. Jody wanted to keep watching it, but we haven't gotten back to it.
Okay. Well, if you watch more, let us know.
It's a commitment. Well, maybe I'll try to watch more of that while you continue your Ring of the Nibelungs.
I know I've seen the Lord of the Rings movies many times over the years.
Sure.
I still really love them, and I think they really get it right. But I'm interested. It's interesting to go back and rewatch, and you forget about things. It's like
maybe you see something new.
Yeah,
maybe
exactly.
Maybe.
And I feel like they just at that time they really got it right.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, The Hobbit. I don't know.
I watched those. I think I've seen them twice total.
I don't know if I've seen
And
them.
they're just not that good. They're this. It's like the line from the first Lord of the Rings book or movie, whatever, where he complains about feeling old, like too little butter is spread over too much bread. And that sums up the problem with the Hobbit movies. Is that they took this small scale, book for mostly children, and just expanded it so far to its breaking point, and it's too much.
Added things from 300 other sources.
Yeah. It kind of collapses under its own weight, and
it's just meant to be this
Jackson
nice little,
just didn't,
this nice little thing. It's got to make some more money.
Whereas the Lord of the Rings books, when they went and added more stuff, there's all this extra material that you could plumb, and
sure, Silmarillion or whatever.
Oh, not even that. Just stuff in the books that I think they had to leave out, and it just makes it more interesting if
I know what you mean.
If you add to it, but it's the opposite problem with The Hobbit.
Yeah.
Not an original observation, but
well, I don't know. I'm not sure I had any with the Joker either.
Yeah.
But that's probably because I'm a midnight toker.
I was waiting for you to make that joke.
And there's jokers to the left of me, and whatever.
And I'm stuck in the middle with you.
And we're stuck in the middle, John.
So I noticed that we're on episode 98.
Oh my!
You know what that means, Phil?
That we're getting closer to episode 100.
Yes. And it's gonna be a banger.
Oh boy, we got to make that one big, huh? Mm-hmm. That's
no. I think episode 99 we're gonna talk about nasal rinse and things like that. With maybe if I can get my brother to come on and talk about nasal hygiene habits.
Well, yeah. Well, you and I were talking because I was like, I got this damn sinus infection, I think, because I used to be in the Hobbit. The Hobbit. Oh, God. The Habit.
That's a bad Hobbit. Yeah.
Oh, accidental pun. I don't even. That's a pun. There's a different word for that. When you get the wrong word, malaphorism, malapropism.
Malapropism.
Yes. Thank you. I when I got the sinus infection, I was like, I haven't been. Every winter before the pandemic, I would always do my neti pot, and then I didn't during the pandemic. I never got sick. Because I was wearing a mask and stuff, and hardly ever around.
You were getting your nasal cavities.
Yeah, but I wasn't. I wasn't. So I got out of the habits, and then it's like, I got hit with a sinus infection. I'm like, so yeah, we'll talk to nasal irrigation expert Rob K, who does his own research.
It's a lead up to episode 100.
Everybody's gonna skip over that. No, but we'll
have some other experts.
I think it's fine to do. I use distilled water and make sure it doesn't have fluoride. I think that's what you need to do. So, all right.
Okay, RFK.
Well,
hang in there.
I call him Junior. I'm Mr. Worm, and the worms ate into his brain. Well, thanks, John.
Oh, yeah, thanks, Phil. I'm glad we had this time.
It's so nice we had this time to talk about Wicked, etc.
Yeah.
And Maliporisms.
Yeah.
All right, John.
Well, have yourself a merry little Christmas.
Oh, that's long. Well, that's
next year.
11 months.
No.
Episode 500. No. All right. And thanks everyone for listening.
Thank you.
Thank
get there.
you. We'll get there together.
Here's the song!
Bum, 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 bum.
I'd like to eat that Cracker Barrel, Cracker Barrel. I am feral, I don't use a fork or a spoon. I like to bathe in sausage gravy. Come on, baby, don't say maybe. Give it to me now.
Plank, 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 plank,
Chicken, fried chicken.